Greetings, Bill here. I'm going to do a shave today. This is 2 days in a row. It's Sunday the 6th, March 2022. This is going to be a little different shave than most of the stuff I've done since I became a member of the shaving cadre and started hanging out over there. But it is in my history. It's some gear that's unusual, a little unusual. And I'm going to be using... I happened to order some fine soap yesterday, and I'm going to be using the fine Barber Blue. I think they call that Barber Blue. Yeah, Barber Blue, which is the homage to Floyd Blue, which is inexplicably something was... I've never used it, but it's, as I understand, it's inexplicably discontinued. Why that happened, I don't know. But Mr. Fine picked that up and he decided to do that. So I'm using the soap Fine. Doesn't say on the lid. Yeah, I guess you got to go to the side of the container. Barber Blue. Now, when I smell the aftershave, I smell, as I understand, this is something close to Aqua Velva. Spider on the cadre had said, I think it was him, that he did a blend of Aqua Velva, and I don't know if it was vintage Aqua Velva or whether it was store Aqua Velva, modern Aqua Velva, but he did a blend of that and 4711, which is one I don't have, but that is another long time barbershop type scent, as I understand it. But he did a blend of those, and he said it comes close to Floyd Blue. Now, the aftershave from Fine is clear. It's not blue like the Floyd Blue, okay? But the lather from the soap is good, okay? I don't really find that in this case, the soap has an aroma like the aftershave. Now, I'll have to see after I get the aftershave on and see how it dries down. But this has kind of a, it's a little bit there, very faint, and it's almost overcome by a little bit of a soapy type of smell. So, for me, that would be a no repurchase. The razor today is going to be the Focus R48, I can't remember, R48 dynamic pivoting head razor. Okay, this is a unique piece, and it was in my history because when I started shaving and I started traditional wet shaving and picking things up, I was learning and trying different gear, trying to learn how and the terms were used for people, how they evaluate their shaves. I had always targeted a shave that was free of irritation for myself. But what I found was that early on contradicted with how close the shave was. And this was the first one. I got two of these. They're designed by Focus in Italy, and as I understand it, they were a follow-up to their Slim AL Chevette, which has a part of the head that has a guide for it, so that as you are shaving with this, you literally, it sets the angle, the ideal angle for you, provides some stretching. And what the dynamic was supposed to do was to follow that same thing with the head, plus put on a guard bar. And it's designed different than other pivoting head razors in that most pivoting head razors, when you use them, they pivot back, or the original Atra razor, which was Why they ever discontinued that one, I don't really know. Okay, but that one pivoted between both the blades. This one pivots to the rear. Okay, so if you start trying to find angle on this, the pivot will not engage. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put this top part, and when you press down, it finds the angle for itself. And it was marketed to be a very, very smooth, very, very mild shaver that would deliver a really close shave without irritation. Now, I use these, and I found that the sharpest blades, feather, worked for me. The downside to this was the loading mechanism, which was similar to I gotta kind of get this so I don't drop the blade out. Similar to where the blade rests in against the two pins, and the problem, and you can see it right there on that. Okay, which it happened here on this one, was the blade can have a tendency to kick up. It's less of a problem on this tool than it was on this tool. This was a real bear, and they have this little thing with a stand on it where I don't use it too much, but I did get the stand where it kind of fits in there and helps you it fits in there and helps you. Now, at this point, I don't recommend this razor because they did do a change to this, and that addressed the biggest beef, which was the cantankerous loading mechanism. Let's see if I can. So I kicked it to the side here, and what I have is I have a similar little thing where the blade sits on there. But when you go into the base part, okay, when you first do it, now this is kind of welded on there with a little bit of residual soap and all that, but it has a tendency to kick the blade a little bit, so that the blade is, and it's looking like that one there might, just by moving it, may have kicked the blade up one way or the other. So when I got these, I got two of them, and I would snap a feather in half or trim it with scissors, or do whatever I did, and I would load both of them, and I would normally get about 4 to 5 shaves out of them. So this one has, according to my records right out there, I think I have 2 shaves on this one, and the thing with this tool was the mildness, and I'm pressing. It likes, if you have a heavy beard, it likes a very thinned out soap, and this is a little less than intuitive, pushing in. But what I sought to find with this, I sought to find, because when I was shaving with other gear, different gear, and trying, I found out that if I had gotten irritated a little bit, and I wanted to keep shaving, I didn't really give my skin time enough to heal if I had aggravated, which is something that can commonly happen. And this tool, sometimes I would go a lot of passes on this, okay? But the directions, what I learned, most what was a really, really close, comfortable shave that I could do every day without irritating my skin. And I learned, because this will not deliver the best shave unless you are going against the grain, okay? And it helped teach me what the growth pattern was on my face. That enabled me much later with different tools that I used to be much better. And there are things that you can do with how you can make moves with this that you can't easily do with other shave tools. And I don't use it that much anymore. I've gained the benefits of what I sought, and then they changed the design of the razor, and I had a friend who got one of these things, and the new design is designed with little pins in there that keep the blade from kicking out when you load it. But they also changed the geometry of the aluminum one so that it is more aggressive. And this fella has a lot of really neat razors, a lot of neat shaving gear. He's anything but inexperienced. And he got one of these things that says it gave him the worst shave ever. And he actually asked me if I would look at it, and he sent it to me, and it was like a milder blade where you weren't doing the pressing in. Maybe you could shave with it okay. I didn't like it at all. I did not like it compared to what I got from this particular tool. And I even contacted the maker of this thing, and the response I got back was basically, the biggest complaint with it was how hard the blades are to load and how it's not aggressive enough, okay? But I think since Focus, mostly until recently, they had not really been in the consumer wet shaving market. They are kind of now with some of their double edge blades some of them actually have a double edge with a pattern on it, the same as this particular one right here, but it doesn't pivot. And I see them around, but I think their market was the Italian barber. That was who their focus was, the professional Italian barber. And my thought was they were selling this as a nape tool, okay, for somebody who was cutting hair but did not have a licensing authority to use an open edge tool. And you could take this and you could just kind of press in and clear the nape. I don't know. That's my guess. This was something I found making that upward kind of a stroke. And how you move around the corners, the bends on like your neck, was really not necessarily the most intuitive tool to use. Because I'm coming in like this and I'm pressing to engage the blade and then having to move it. So it's got its own little quirks as to how you use it. But some of these areas on on the neck that were struggles for me. I found out that, and I'm making a lot of passes, and it really, really doesn't bother me that much to do so. To do that much work for me with either straight razor or double edge or pretty much anything else, would have left me with a lot of irritation. And and even when you feel an area, and you know, I had one time called this the wedding razor, because I have 2 daughters. They're not married yet, or not even looking too hard at that. But I thought, well, this is a tool that I could give myself a really, really good shave without having irritation, and it'll be the father of the bride and all that kind of stuff. Now, I've since learned with a straight razor and doing some of the buffing techniques, and I'm still working on the flat blading, but I found out that kind of work here can really give you that really, really good close shave that you're looking to get without having to have a gizmo razor. So that's the shave, and I'm still wearing my I'm allowed to wear a dirty shirt to shave with, right? It's just a shave shirt. I'm allowed to wear it like twice and over and over. No sense for me in using alum, because I know that there's just not going to be any sting. The switch hazel, Sterling switch hazel lemon chill. Sometimes I don't use a witch hazel because I use a lot of Sterling aftershaves, and their aftershave has alcohol and witch hazel already in it. So that was the lemon chill. It gives me a nice, and let's see what the fine Barber Blue comes up like. This is a little like Aquaville. It's not a dead ringer for Aquaville, but it has a little bit of that, and maybe KJ's formula, or mixing that stuff up is work. I like the smell of it. I'm gonna put a bunch on and see how it goes throughout the day. Tonight is the Zoom call on the cadre, so maybe I'll still smell. Maybe those guys will be able to smell me a little bit still. But I like the smell of that better than I like the soap. So certainly that would be something for me that would be a repurchase. The soap, you know, the smell of soaps, they don't necessarily last. Okay, so now the powder cannon. Okay, so let's see. I hit it a little bit on the over the sink, so I didn't have that big huge bomb coming out at me. And I know I'm not supposed to use that way, but I do. It does It works for me. So there we go. That's the shave. Focus R48 dynamic pivoting head razor. Don't buy one of these. Then they tell me that the stainless steel version, they put the pins in the new stainless steel, and I think that's called the R50. I think it is. I think it's the R50. I'm not sure. Anyhow, they say that they didn't change the geometry of that one because nobody complained about it. Okay, but that would be the one that is not sold to barber. If you were a barber, you bought this and it was a nape tool. I don't know. I used to recommend these as something somebody may want to get. I don't anymore. I just, don't get those. Fine Barber Blue. The brush was from West Coast Shaving, the Tall Dark Synthetic. Good brush, and powder and feather blades. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all out there sooner or later. Take care. Bye.